Welcome to Etalk. I'm Ben Mulrooney on set of Canadian Idol at the Delta Halifax.
And I'm Tanya Kim. Now, between fistfights, racial slurs, and nasty negotiations, there's been no shortage of real-life Grey's Anatomy drama. Now comes new rumors of yet another heated argument. Kathryn Heigl versus Patrick Dempsey. Now that's a new one, but according to reports, the TV doctors came to blows on set. As the story goes, Izzy became so involved in her scene, she couldn't stop sobbing even once it was over. Everyone left her alone except Patrick, who apparently poked fun at her, even dabbing his face with a tissue. Hitting a nerve, Kathryn exploded. She's reportedly quoted as saying, "You. That's just the way I work, Patrick. It wasn't done to amuse you." Good news is, after storming off and leaving the cast stunned, she returned a couple of hours later and apologized for the outburst. On to another TV controversy. Sanjaya, the American Idol singer everyone loves to hate, tries to hang on again tonight in the most bizarre Idol story yet.
At this point, he has to know that he's being made fun of.
You really got me.
The ladies of The View weighed in this morning on Sanjaya's staying power. Obviously not there for his talent.
You got me so I can't sleep at night.
In the past week, he's made it into the Idol Top 10 and pop culture punchlines.
Why is Sanjaya here? Why is he here?
To date, Sanjaya's biggest detractor is getting smaller every day. On a hunger strike to get Sanji off the show, a 23-year-old blogger has already lost 10 protest pounds. And if Idol voters have their say, she may keep losing. Movements like VoteForTheWorst.com and Howard Stern's campaign to make Sanjaya the next Idol are so popular, even Howard's fiancé is up in arms.
This is a joke on a young kid. I feel this is unfair.
But don't get wound up. Sanjaya will be back tonight on an all-new Idol with special guest Gwen Stefani. Have you noticed Angelina Jolie is looking thinner these days? Well, her family has. Here's your daily dish. Angelina anorexic? Alright, maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but her brother James Hayden is reportedly very concerned over her rapid weight loss. Reports are Ange is lonely and has lost all interest in food since the death of her mom back in January. New estimates peg her weight at just 109 pounds. Rumor is Cameron Diaz is so desperate for a piece of her ex Justin Timberlake, she's stalking him. The leggy brunette apparently showed up at Christina Aguilera's post-concert bash in New York, hoping he'd be there. Turns out, he wasn't. A Friends reunion? Nah, don't get your hopes up just yet. But we did E-Site Monica and Phoebe, aka Courtney Cox and Lisa Kudrow, out for dinner at an LA hotspot. Jennifer Aniston was also reportedly there, but managed to duck away from the cameras. And first Lindsay Lohan, now Natalie Portman. Notorious bad boy Jude Law and Natalie were spotted getting especially cozy at the wrap party for their new movie, My Blueberry Nights. Jude's apparently been a fan of Natalie's for a long time, and now that he's single, he's ready to make his move. Meanwhile, country star Wynonna Judd has filed for divorce from hubby Daniel Roach. This comes less than a week after Roach was arrested and charged with allegedly sexually abusing a minor. At the time, he was reportedly being treated for alcohol and drug use, and on her website, Wynonna says she is devastated. Now from Rachel Bilson to Sienna Miller, Hayden Christensen's gaining a reputation as a real ladies' man. He invited only Etalk to a recent photo shoot where he set the record straight on his love life.
Hey, Etalk, you've got the exclusive invite to my en route photo shoot.
A candid en route photo shoot leads to a candid conversation with a very sophisticated-looking Hayden Christensen, one of Tinseltown's leading men with 4 movies on the go. Hayden's been locking lips with Hollywood it girls Natalie Portman, Jessica Alba, Misha Barton, Rachel Bilson, and Sienna Miller.
Are you trying to woo me or what?
You're co-starring alongside some of Hollywood's biggest it girls right now. What is that like for you? Is that exciting? Is that...
It's very, itty.
Like you're hot right now.
The people I've worked with have been really neat.
Neat?
Neat. You don't like that word?
Good.
It's a good word.
Good. It's perfect.
You know, they've been neat. Awake was with Terrence Howard and Jessica Alba. I guess is one of our girls that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Who's a real sweetheart.
Awake is not in theaters yet, but his recent flick Factory Girl created a major stir because of its very convincing love scenes with Sienna. Feel any pressure though to kind of like live up to that like lover boy status in your other movies now, like the chemistry between you and the other girls that you're working with?
You're frightening me. I don't know.
It's good things.
There's nothing wrong with a little bit of intimacy and a little bit of romance.
That little bit of romance on screen reportedly had Hayden hooking up with Sienna for real, and now rumor has it, him and Rachel are getting cozy. Recently, pictures of you and Jumper co-star Rachel, like having fun, hanging out. There are rumors that you guys are romantically linked.
Really? I haven't read those rumors, so hard to really comment, but no, we're not romantically.
False. Good. Okay, there. You've got the answer now. As for those racy scenes in Factory Girl, we put Hayden back in the hot seat later in the show. For this one, the sex scene with Sienna, real or not real? Deserted on an island, Evangeline Lilly's sexy in a swimsuit. Now she's sexy for another reason. Anna Sizon's got that story.
That's right, Tanya. She's on the top of yet another list. Here's your e-news.
The Lost Stunner takes top prize for sexiest hair on a Canadian actress, as decided by Canadian hairdressers across the country. Also topping the list, Ryan Gosling for Best Male Actor, Nelly Furtado for Best Hair on a Musician, and Canada's Next Top Model host Jay Manuel, whose eye-catching platinum style wins him the prize of Most Interesting and Unique Hairstyle. Interestingly, this year's winners showcase what's big this season on both runways and in hair, which includes metallics and precious metals. Missing from the list are Rachel McAdams and Avril Lavigne, who have made headlines for their trend-setting pink streaks. And while all eyes have been on Conrad Black's daughter Alana, who's been dutifully showing up at court to support her father, little attention has been paid to his other children. Conrad also has two sons, 21-year-old James and his eldest son Jonathan, a 29-year-old model-turned-moneymaker who lives in Toronto. Before turning to finance, John worked as an international model for many years. Signed to the Ford agency, he worked around the world, appearing in high-fashion magazines like GQ, Details, and Italian Vogue. John also worked on major campaigns for Banana Republic, Diesel, and Nautica. It's Celebrities to the Green Test this week on Daily Planet. One of the episodes in the global warming special series follows the Bare Naked Ladies on tour as they attempt to reduce their negative environmental impact. Their efforts range from banning disposable dishes and cutlery for meals to traveling on buses that run on 20% biodiesel.
You go to a company like Bullfrog Power or Zero Footprint, we give them an amount of money to pay for the equivalent amount of green energy to be put back into the grid.
From Eva Avila to Billy Talent and more, the biggest names in Canadian music are lining up with words of advice for this year's Juno host, Nelly Furtado.
So cool.
We were the first to tell you Nelly was hosting, and now everyone's talking about her upcoming gig.
We'll be hosting the Junos because we got the nod.
The five funny men of the Bare Naked Ladies have been there, done that, hosting the awards in '02 from St. John's, Newfoundland. So they've got some sound advice.
My advice to Nelly would be to enjoy it, have fun, say what you want to say, don't let the man get you down.
Already a huge Nelly Furtado fan,
Promiscuous boy.
Eva Avila met the promiscuous girl on set of Canadian Idol and is more than excited for another possible run-in in Saskatoon.
I'm extremely excited for you and love your music, and you are absolutely amazingly talented, so I look forward to seeing you, hopefully.
Up for 5 awards this year, Billy Talent is bound to have a big night. And they'll also be sharing the stage with Nelly when they perform a hit from their multi-platinum sophomore disc. Their only advice? Don't get naked.
Do better than Alanis Morissette.
Don't wear the pink bodysuit.
Don't do the
pink bodysuit thing was a little kind of creepy.
But yeah, Nelly, just do your best. Be yourself. That's why you're there in the first place.
And Nickelback are no strangers to the Junos. With 9 wins under their belt and 2 more nods this year, the BC boys will be rooting on this West Coast girl.
That's a tough job because, you know, you've got to be spontaneous, you've got to be funny, you've got to be like all these things just wrapped into one package.
She always seems to be like giggling or laughing, so I think she'll be pretty natural at it.
And we'll find out how natural Nelly will be Sunday, April 1st on CTV.
Junos get loose. Junos get loose with Nelly Furtado.
It's a publicity stunt gone bad.
That's a good job.
Later in the show, find out which celeb's behind the wheel of this brutal car crash. But first, Eva Avila and Kathryn McPhee are teaming up for a special concert. Those details and more coming up on Etalk, Canada's most watched entertainment show.